Hello and welcome back to today's daily tarot outlook reading. Now, I brought back my Dreams of Gaia deck. I had it in my truck to do a reading for a friend and I forgot it for the past 2 days. So now I went out and got it out of my truck because it is one of my favorite decks to use in my readings. So with that being said, I'm going to draw today's energy. All right, now today's energy is an earth card. It's the Six of Earth, and it is one of those cards that remind us to remain grounded in the energy today, but also be aware of the youth in your life. Teach them responsibilities, teach them to take responsibility for their actions and what they do. Also a card to learning about the earth and the abundance that the earth provides, taking care of, the garden, taking care of what resources that you have. And it's also a card of generosity. It is one where it is telling you to give more than you receive, which in this instance, it feels more like a kind of like a teaching environment today, especially with the youth and with those that are willing to learn how to nurture um, the abundance that the earth does offer, and how to take care of plants, and seeing that it is spring right now in the Northern Hemisphere. This is a great card to pull to remind us all that we really need to get those seeds sown and in order to transplant them within the next couple of weeks outside when it really gets starting to warm up enough for those plants to flourish. So with that energy in mind, I'm going to continue on with our regular reading. I'm just going to move these out of the way. Okay. Now that's a good one to start off with, the Queen of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Nine of Wands, Three of Chalices, the Strength, and we have the Five of Swords. Okay, now with this first energy here, this Queen of Pentacles, it's another one of those cards which is saying that you could possibly have help, possibly a spouse that is going to help teach the youth how to care for the earth. This earth energy that is popping up is really that have fun with learning how to grow that food of your own. If you're thinking about homesteading, if you're thinking about starting your own garden this year, even if it's a small one, even if you live in an apartment, you can learn how to do gardening with pots instead of gardening actually in the ground if you don't have access to your own land. If you do have access to your own land, this is going to be a real interesting, nurturing, and it's something that I think everybody really should learn to do, is grow their own food. It's something that children really love to watch happen over the weeks that it takes to grow something from a seed into a flowering plant, and then watch that fruit or vegetable become something that they can actually eat and bring into the house and feed themselves and their family. It's something that is really positive energy with this card. And seeing that the Six of Earth and that Queen of Pentacles is popping up here, it's going to be a dual effort. It's kind of like a parenting thing, or maybe a group of teachers, or taking a field trip to a farm and seeing how they do it. Something to do with learning about gardening and learning about taking care of the earth, something in that manner. And then we have that Four of Wands card, which is saying that there's going to be a celebration around this learning. As you can see, this is a harvest celebration, but it is really telling you that you're setting down that foundation for success, and it's for the younger generation to really get that foundation in gardening, that foundation in taking care of the earth, that foundation in um, providing for themselves and their family through the earth, and not just going to the grocery store and grabbing some groceries. This is kind of like a farming and earth based um, foundational system that is going to be very vital from this point on in their lives. And then there's that Nine of Wands that comes in. And that Nine of Wands is saying that throughout this process, there may be a few that lose interest, or maybe they worry that they can't do this because they don't have that green thumb and they don't know much about it. But just throw in a little bit of reassurance to the ones that are having a little bit of hesitation, and letting them know that just because if they've tried and failed before does not mean that they're not going to succeed this time, because they do have your guidance. And just let them know that you're going to be there if they run into any problems. And then we have the Three of Chalices, which is again that celebratory, getting together and having fun with the whole situation kind of card. So whatever this is, there is a lot of celebration, as you can see throughout these cards. And once the youth that you are teaching really get the grasp, they are going to feel that sense of strength within them, that they can do this, and that it is something that is very feasible for them, and it's actually something that they enjoy doing and that they can do for a long period of time throughout their life. And it's something that is going to be really beneficial for them now and in the future. And of course, we have that Five of Swords energy that is coming in there. It is again that celebratory um, kind of energy, but it's also one to where some may be feeling towards the end of the project or towards the end of the day, even that they're kind of being left out, or they're not their feelings, or they're not getting as much praise as the next person. So, in today's environment, that is pretty typical. Um, that somebody is going to feel like they're being left out, they're not being heard. So just make sure that you reassure everybody that just because one person really understands it very well in the beginning does not mean that they are any less um, educated or less important than the next person. Reassure them again that even though they're kind of um, not really understanding right now the process, that you are there again to help them through everything and to make sure that they can succeed in whatever this is, having to do with providing for themselves, getting in their hands dirty, growing their own food, anything like that. It really feels like this is a gardening thing, teaching the youth how to really grow and sustain themselves through the earth. I'm going to draw some backup cards here, but I have a feeling that I need to give this deck another shuffle real quick. So I'm going to do that. I very rarely get that feeling that I need to shuffle, especially in the middle of a reading, but when I do, it was for a reason. So I'm going to just give it a quick shuffle here, and then we'll proceed. All right, what's the next card out? Okay, and we have the King of Pentacles on top of that Queen. And we have the Four of Chalices, the Seven of Pentacles, the Magician, the Emperor, and then we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, again, a lot of earth energy with this. Yes, there is one, emotion card, but it is really earthly based with this reading today. And when you see that King of Pentacles coming out there along with the Queen, and that Six of Earth that I pulled in the beginning, this energy is really, really about the earth, really pay attention to nurturing that gardening aspect, nurture that taking care of the earth aspect, nurture that in the youth that you're around, even if it's just in your own family and it's not a huge group of people. That's okay. Whoever you can teach, especially when it has to do with gardening and caring for the earth. That is something that's really coming out in this reading. And we have that four chalices reversed on top of that four of wands up there. So what that is telling me is that foundation that you're setting up is the exact right path. Nobody has to really think too much about it, and they're really ready to jump in. The four of chalices, when it is upright, is one of hesitation. It's one of visualization. It's one of stepping back instead of making that decision right now, just really waiting and seeing what happens. And with this being reversed, I'm going to say that you guys, whoever you're teaching is really into it. They have their full emotion into it. They're really excited about learning, and it's something that they are, adamant that they really want to do. So that is great energy to have along with this earth energy. And then when we get to that nine of wands up there, and we have that seven of pentacles on there, and the way to quell all of that nervous energy and all of that self-doubt with that nine of wands is to sit down and show whoever you're teaching, maybe write out a plan, write out exactly what you want to plant, write out exactly where you want to plant it in the yard, or if you're using planters, what planters do you want to use, what size for what vegetable or fruit that you want to grow, what is it that you want to do, and write out a timeline so they can see everything and get a better grasp on the whole outcome and the whole situation that is going on there. And I think that would really help to quell any of that nervous energy or second guessing that they may have right now. Now, moving on, we have the magician on that three of chalices up there. So there is going to be some, that celebration energy there, because they're going to understand what is going on, especially with that seven of pentacles plan that is coming out. You can show them what you've done before and how you've done it, and they will get a complete understanding, and they will finally, they'll celebrate that understanding and realize that they have everything that they need. It doesn't take a lot of skill, or special skills, I should say, to plant a seed and grow something from the earth. It just takes time, it takes vigilance, it takes um, knowing um, what that plant needs as far as sunlight, soil, minerals, that kind of thing. And once they learn that, they're going to be so ecstatic about knowing exactly what they need to do. That plan is really going to help them out with that. And then we have the Emperor energy on top of that Strength card, which is saying that they are going to be the type of person, whoever you're teaching, they are going to be that type of person, or those type of people that are really going to take this into the long term. It's not going to be something that they are, fascinated with this year, but then drop it next year. This is something, it's really positive energy. This is going to be something that they are going to plan for out every year for the rest of their life, because of how much energy you put into this and how much positive energy that you put into this. It's going to be, long term for them. They're going to get excited. They're going to stay excited. And every year you're going to see them progress with this gardening or taking care of the earth, whatever it is, whatever project that they're going to be working on in that aspect. And they are going to be seeing those results very quickly. And I think that's what's really going to kickstart and make sure that this is long term. They're going to see it. They're going to see that progress. With this Three of Pentacles card, everybody is going to see that progress, and everybody is going to end up with a smile on their face, because they're going to be having that harvest. You're going to see those plants start to grow within a week or two. They're going to see them progress into flower stage and then into fruit stage. So it's going to be something that is going to be very long term. Um, and everybody will end up with a smile on their face, which is really positive energy. Okay, so let's pull one more clarifying card out here. We have the Crone of Air, the Maiden of Fire, the Goddess. We have the Eight of Fire, the Eight of Air, and the Crone of Earth. Okay, now the Crone of Air is basically saying that, you know, you have these two pentacle cards. You have the Queen and the King of Pentacles. Those two people that are going to be doing the teaching, if this is you, you are solid in the way you are planning on teaching. You know, the Crone of Air, she has her hand over the book. The book is closed. That's because there's no more for you to learn. It's up to you to teach, which is backed up by that Maiden of Fire. That Maiden of Fire is you know, really backing up that Crone of Air and saying, you know, you don't need to be the one being taught, but you need to be the one that is really igniting that flame and and helping grow that flame in those that passion for that gardening, excuse me, or that passion for that whatever earth project you're planning. It is you that is going to be fanning those flames and really getting these youth, or the youth that you're working for, the younger generation, really excited about this earth project. And with the Goddess coming in there, it really is backing up that Maiden of Fire. It is that abundance. You know, once they get over that fear and they see that plan, and then the Goddess comes in and it shows them how abundant that one seed can be. And it's really going to bring in the fascination with that Eight of Fire. You know, that Eight of Fire is that, you know, finding all of the answers that to the questions that they had way back here. It's all of that those answers and that expansion of knowledge that they are gaining, along with that, you know, that Magician card. I mean, this is such great energy around this earth project. And then you have the Eight of Air coming over here, again backing up that Eight of Fire. It is finding all of those answers and learning to balance everything. It's these people that you're going to be working with and teaching are, you know, they were unbalanced at the beginning, but towards the end of this project, and this is going to be a long-term project. It's not something that, you know, again, that's going to be over in one day. So it's going to be, you know, they are going to bring in and welcome that knowledge. And maybe even possibly towards the end, you know, this Crone of Earth is signaling, you know, the end of the growing season, the end of this project. They are going to be really set and being able to take care of themselves, their family. All of their answers are going to be there for them. They're going to just eat up all of the information that you are bringing. And once winter comes, they're going to start this planning all over again. They're so excited by the time the Crone of Earth says it's done. By the time winter comes, by the time harvest is over, they're going to be so excited. They're going to be sitting down and they're going to be making that plan on with that Seven of Pentacles here. They're going to be making that plan already, so they already know what they're going to plant next year, or what they're going to do next year as far as this type of project. And they're going to be way ahead of themselves because, like I said, all of this energy is extremely positive energy, and it's long-term energy. It's something that they are going to carry on for generations, especially, you know, definitely throughout their life. And they are going to be teaching their children, because the excitement here in this reading is quite profound. They are going to be very excited about this. It's going to be a very positive and long-lasting impact on this generation that you are teaching So if this is what you are doing today, if you're starting something like this or thinking about starting something like this, an earth project, today is definitely the day to go for that earth project. Now, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you again tomorrow for tomorrow's tarot outlook. Now, before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like and share this video, and I will see you tomorrow.